Hello everybody and welcome to the third video in the Art Gallery of Algoma's Winter Wonderland video series. Today's theme is ice. My name's Audrey and today I'll be showing you how to use balloons to create colorful ice sculptures. After that, we'll be creating a snowy skating scene with a portrait of ourselves. So without further ado, let's get into it. The supplies you will need to create your ice sculptures will be water, food coloring, a pair of scissors, and balloons. We'll be using these to make our ice bubbles. You can try out all sorts of different sizes. Today we'll be using both regular balloons and water balloons. You can also try using small battery-operated candles or a flashlight to light up your creations at night. Let's begin! The first step in creating ice bubbles for our sculptures is dropping our food coloring into our balloons. It really depends on what type of food coloring you're using, but you'll likely need quite a few drops in order to make your colors vibrant. You may want to coordinate the color of your balloons with the colors you're dropping into them, just to keep track of the colors you've used already. You can also fill some balloons with just water to create clear bubbles. I've decided to make the larger balloons colored and the water balloons clear, but you can do it however you'd like. After you've dropped in the food coloring, stretch the neck of your balloon over your faucet and fill it up with water. If you're using water balloons, the package will often come with a little nozzle that you can attach to your faucet in order to fill them. Be sure to fill your balloons enough without overfilling them to prevent them from breaking. Now, place your balloons out in the snow. The temperature outside must remain below 0 degrees Celsius in order for them to freeze properly. Depending on the temperature, it can take a day or two for them to freeze completely. If it's not cold enough outside, you can always put them in the freezer. Once your balloons are completely frozen, you can cut them off with scissors to reveal your ice bubbles. Take a moment to check out the cool ice crystals that have formed within each of your bubbles. These bubbles remind me a lot of blown glass sculptures by artists like Dale Chihuly. I'd highly recommend checking out his work if you've never seen it before. If you're interested in making ice lanterns, you'll want to take the balloons off before they've frozen completely. The outside should freeze before the inner portion, so you can carefully pour out the water and you'll be left with a hollow shell to put your candle in. Have fun playing around and stacking your ice bubbles to create abstract sculptures. You can easily make slush out of snow and water to stick them together. If you're making something like a pyramid, you can put a battery-operated candle or a flashlight inside to make it glow at night, and do the same if you've made hollow ice lanterns. And there we have it. Now we'll move on to our skating picture. The supplies you will need for this project will be construction paper. We'll be using blue to create our sky and ice rink, white to create our snowy background, a skin tone, and an assortment of other colors to create our self-portrait. I've chosen pink, red, purple, and black, but you can use any colors you'd like. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a glue stick, some white glue, white acrylic paint, a roll of tape, a bit of polyfill, a cotton swab, a popsicle stick, a paper plate as a palette for your paint, some markers, and some googly eyes. These are totally optional, and if you don't have any, you could always draw on the eyes with marker. This project is super simple and fun because you can move it around to make it look like your little person is ice skating. First, holding your white paper horizontally, cut out a squiggly line at the top edge to make your snowy background and place it onto your blue construction paper. Since my construction paper is a bit bigger than my white paper, I'm just going to trim off the edge. The white paper is also a bit longer at the bottom, so I'm simply flipping my paper over and trimming off the extra. Use your glue stick to glue your white piece onto your blue paper. Now, put a bit of white acrylic paint onto your plate. You won't need much at all. Dip your cotton swab into the paint and press it onto your page to make falling snowflakes throughout your sky. While we put that aside to dry, we'll move on to creating our self-portrait. First, select a color that you want to use for your jacket and cut out the shape of a shirt. When you're selecting colors for the outfit of your skater, I'd recommend choosing a color other than blue or a different shade of blue in order to have some contrast between the person and the background. Select a different color for the pants and cut them out as well, using the shirt you've cut out as a reference for size. If you've accidentally cut them too big or too small, not to worry. You can always trim off a bit of the edge of the pants or the shirt so that your pieces fit together nicely. To make our mittens, we'll take another color of construction paper, fold it in half, and cut out one small mitten shape so that we're left with two identical mittens. We'll use the same process of folding our paper in half in order to make the boots of our skates. Do this one final time to create the blades of your skates. I like to make the blades by cutting 2 little slits and making the bottom part a rounded moon shape. Cut out a circle or an oval for the head in a skin tone. Then cut another shape for the hair, placing the head shape on your paper as a guide for size. I'm cutting out a rectangular shape with a rounded edge to make hair, but you can make the hair in any shape you'd like. Now we'll glue all of our pieces together with a glue stick to form our person. Start by putting a line of glue at the bottom of the shirt and gluing it to the pants. Next, put some glue on the hair and glue that to the back of the body. Flipping the body back over, glue on the oval for the head. You'll only need a very small amount of glue to stick on your mittens. When sticking on the boots of our skates, I like to flip the person over and glue them to the back, and do the same thing when gluing on the blades of our skates. Now we'll move on to the facial features. First, stick on your googly eyes with your white glue, or simply draw them on with a marker. Next, draw a little mouth, add some pink blush for the cheeks, and draw on some eyebrows. Now we'll put that aside and move on to our final steps. Cut a squiggly oval shape out of the blue construction paper to make your skating rink. Be sure that your rink size fits the size of the white portion of your paper and glue on your skating rink with a glue stick. Now, fold your paper in half horizontally with your picture facing outwards and make a long cut in the middle of your ice rink to make a hole for your skater. Tape a popsicle stick to the back of your person. To add some finishing touches, you can use your glue stick to put a bit of polyfill around the edges of your skating rink to create some fluffy snowbanks and to add some texture. If your painted snowflakes and glue have dried by now, you can slide your skater through the hole you've cut and move it around to make it look like it's skating. And there we are! I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that you were able to follow along. If you liked it, please hit the like button and consider following the Art Gallery of Algoma if you're not already. If you enjoyed this video, you may also want to check out our last video where we made and decorated little paper trees. Thank you so much for watching!